Dr. Derek here, back in my office after Thanksgiving, long weekend. And I'm sure, just like you guys, I definitely overate, really enjoyed myself. And it's time to, time to do a little bit of a reboot. And relatively recently came across an exciting product that I'm actually doing this to share with you. As you know, I'm not much of a social media user. And for me to get behind something, I have to be pretty excited about it, and I am. It's called a ProLon 5-day fasting mimicking diet. First off and foremost, I don't kind of get behind any product. I really I like to know the data, I like to know the research, and I'm really impressed with what the fasting mimicking diet's actually been able to do for folks, and of course the people doing the research I've been satisfied with as well. So let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So this is the ProLon 5-day meal program here, and it's pretty easy because pretty much in those boxes are going to be the food that I'm going to eat for the next 5 days. There is a small calorie restriction to it as well. So day 1 has about 1,100 calories, and then day 2, 3, 4, and 5 are closer to 8. There is a fasting aspect of it, but there is also food. So the major question I get is, well, how can we be fasting if there's food? The kind of gist behind that is it's about a threshold and the design of the food. So the food's actually designed to down-regulate some of our kind of aging pathways and up-regulate some of our regenerative and rejuvenating pathways in our system. And I will go into more detail in that during the week. 3 major pathways in particular: insulin-like growth factor, mTOR, and protein kinase A. If those are familiar to you, great, you've been doing your research. If not, we'll talk a little bit more about it probably day 2 or 3. But furthermore, this threshold effect is basically they give you enough nutrients so that, one, you feel fed, but your cells are kind of still in a fasting state. So let's take a look at what day 1's got for us. So day 1 has us with a minestrone soup blend, tomato soup blend, so it looks like I'll be eating a fair amount of soup. It's got some kale crackers, and they have these great, what they call L bars. These ones are nut based, they're very good. A chocolate kind of Rice Krispie flavored one, a pack of olives, and a couple of ProLon's specific dietary nutrients, some omega-3s from algae, and then a kind of vegetable powder with vitamins and nutrients in it. And then there's 2 teas too. There's a spearmint tea and a lemon spearmint tea, one which I've already had today. So there's our spearmint tea. So that's it. This is day 1. This is what we're going to eat on day 1. I'm probably going to start off with having a nut bar this morning. And I will keep you in the loop on how day 1 goes and how I feel at the end of it. So if this is interesting to you, I already got a couple of patients on board who are going to try this out. Fasting is becoming a kind of more popular term. And this is a great way to kind of try it out for yourself. Jump in. That's relatively low stress. You still get to have food. There's not a lot of prep. And that's one of the things that is really nice about it, is that it's all there. Checking in with you after day 1 of my ProLon 5-day fasting mimicking diet. So I can say day 1 was relatively easy. I mean, there's an ample amount of food. I could say maybe I felt a little bit hungry in the evening, but I still had some food left over that I hadn't eaten yet. So in the evening, I did get a slight dull headache that lasted until I went to sleep. Woke up feeling fine this morning, drank some water, and made it into the office to show you guys what is in store for day 2. And day 2 is the first day that comes with a energy drink. So they call it their L drink, orange flavor. We'll see how this one goes. Never a huge fan of energy drinks, but we'll try it out. And what do we got soup wise today? We got mushroom soup. I'm actually excited for that one. I'm a big fan of mushroom soup. Some minestrone with quinoa this time. I can definitely say, so yesterday we had tomato and we had minestrone. I liked the tomato a lot, actually. It was good. Pretty quick to make. The minestrone takes a little bit longer, 15 minutes or so. And it was okay. Like, both of them tasted good. I definitely like the tomato better out of everything. I mean, really the thing maybe that I didn't love the most was the little chocolate Rice Krispie bar, but not a huge chocolate person, so that might be why. So let's get back to the box. Today we got 2 packs of olives. Those were really tasty yesterday. And we have spearmint tea, spearmint lemon tea. I really liked both of those. We have 1 L bar today, or 1 nut bar, I should say, and then 1 of the chocolate crispy bar. We have a couple more teas. We got a hibiscus tea, actually 2 hibiscus teas. We have 2 of those, and 1 of their veggie powder mineral supplements. As you can see, there is day 2, and I haven't had any of it yet, but we're gonna have some probably some tea and a little nut bar to begin the day. One of the markers that I'm running a lot on my patients, and one of the ones I'm interested in as far as it gauging kind of the health and particularly the inflammatory load on their system, and that's CRP. Okay, it stands for C-reactive protein, and I'll show you a little graphic from one of the ProLon handouts. So it actually shows ProLon reducing CRP by over 1.5 points. Of course, this was in people who it was already elevated above 1. Okay, so this is a population that is not at low risk. So less than 1, a CRP less than 1 is a relatively low risk population as it pertains to things like cardiovascular disease. 1 to 3 is about average, and then above 3 is high risk. So in the groups that were average or high, ProLon was able to lower their CRP by over 1.5 points, which is a big deal considering the scale that we're working with. So what's CRP? It's kind of a systemic inflammatory marker. So it's a protein that's produced by the liver that responds to dead and dying cells. Okay, so if there are organisms, processes, or otherwise aging, that is breaking down our cells faster than we would really like them to be broken down, or faster than normal, our CRP is going to elevate in response to that. So we'll see this elevate in things like acute infections. We call it acute phase reactant. It will rise in acute infections, but it'll also stay elevated in things like chronic inflammation in the body. I look at it often through the lens of cardiovascular disease as well as irritable bowel disease. Okay, both of those have high inflammatory loads, and we can even assess those things through the lens of like mental health, anxiety, depression. There's evidence that there's a large inflammatory load in our system when it comes to challenges with mental health. So it's a valuable marker from my perspective, because not only it tells us a couple of things. It tells us we need to, 1, stop breaking down our cells so fast, right? Stop the oxidative stresses on our system, but also help repair faster, right? The supply is not meeting the demand. So it's a valuable marker. I run it often, and ProLon's is a great tool, seemingly to lower it, and that's something that's exciting for me. Like I said, I base a lot of my kind of choices on literature and what's going to be right for my patients, and this seems like a valuable tool in that capacity. Started day 3 of our ProLon Fasting Mimicking Diet. This is hump day, it's the middle, but day 3 is the beginning of what we call the autophagy stage of this diet, and that is kind of your old cells getting cleaned up and rejuvenating. So I want to show you a graphic here. So right there, we're in day 3 here, and 3 is where the autophagy stage starts. This is cleaning up our old dead cells. This is where our skin's going to start to glow, and all of that kind of dead, inflamed, dysfunctional tissue is going to start to turn over, really at a cellular level. Autophagy is basically auto cell death. So your cells triggering themselves to die if they are kind of broken or not working as well as they need to. So that's day 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting tomorrow, we're going to start to see the big increase in stem cell rejuvenation. That I'm looking forward to. Get the crow's lines away from my eyes a little bit tighter. So anyways, let's look at day 3. This has been really easy, really stress-free to do. So I'm looking forward to this day as well. Soup, minestrone, and tomato. I'm excited about the tomato. It's been my favorite soup so far. Really easy to prepare too, it's quick. We have kale crackers, one of the nut L bars, which I always save for the end of the day. It's kind of like my dessert for the day. We have 1 pack of the veggie powder vitamin nutrients, and then we have 4 teas. So we got 2 hibiscus, and then the lemon tea and the spearmint tea. So you can see here, no olives today. That was a big treat yesterday. There were 2 packs of olives, and now we have none. This looks like kind of on paper the most challenging day out of all of them. From other people that I know that have been doing this, they say day 3 is kind of the most challenging. That's where the hunger peaks. So we'll see how it goes. I will fill you in later today if there's any exciting news to report, headaches or fatigue or otherwise. If everything goes smoothly, we'll connect with you tomorrow morning and let you know how day 4 is looking. I'm going to go through day 4 with you in just a moment, but I wanted to give you a recap of my day 3. Generally speaking, started off strong, but then, like I said in that short little video yesterday, I did get a moment of hypoglycemia where I had to eat something quickly. I just was feeling like a little shaky, low energy, even a little anxious. And that maybe stayed for about an hour. Of course, I ate, and that seemed to kind of calm everything down, but it lingered around for a little bit. The rest of the afternoon was great, though. Was definitely hungry. By the time I got home, I was ready for a couple of soups. Had those. And the night was good. So back to the green L drink, which today I mixed up with some hibiscus tea. We got 2 soups, veggie soup blend and minestrone quinoa. And you can see I'm in a different office today. I'm in my Bakersfield office, so if anybody's following along in Bakersfield, this is where we're at. Nut bar, choco bar, our normal makeup of teas, a couple hibiscus, lemon spearmint, and today, lucky, 2 packs of olives again. And then the one. Day 4 has started. I'm feeling good, and we got a whole day of patients here at the clinic in Bakersfield. So I'll make sure to stack my food a little bit more spread out today as opposed to yesterday, where I think I waited too long to eat. So anyways, that's how it's going, and we'll fill you guys in if anything exciting happens today. If not, I'll check in with you tomorrow morning and let you know what day 5 has in store for us, and then we get to talk about the transition day and what's the results that we get from it. This is day 5, the last day of our ProLon 5-day fasting mimicking diet, and yesterday was great. Day 4 was pretty easy. Didn't have any coffee on day 4. I think day 3 taught me that I don't need that. It was a little too sensitive to it. So I didn't have any caffeine. I felt great pretty much all day, and woke up feeling good today. Definitely, I'm excited to eat something tomorrow, but I can definitely hang with one more day of this. So let's see what we got. We have tomato soup, minestrone soup. Sound like a broken record. Kale crackers today. A NR1, which is the veggie powder vitamin nutrient supplement. An L-bar, teas. Another omega-3 algae oil. And then, of course, we got berry flavored L drink today. So that's what day 5 is looking like. I will hit you guys up again tomorrow morning for day 6, which is just going to be transition diet. I'll let you know what I transition to and how I feel doing all that. But overall, 4 days deep, I'm certainly impressed with how easy this has been. I've done other cleanses, I've done other fasts, juice fasts, smoothie fasts, broth fasts. This has been easy. All the food's there and tastes good, and you're hungry, so pretty much anything will taste good too. But I've been impressed with it, and I've been impressed with how I feel during it, and so I certainly think it's pretty doable for most people, and I'll fill you in later today if anything exciting happens during day 5. If not, you'll hear from me tomorrow during my transition day, and I'll let you know what and when I choose to eat. Reporting in post 5-day ProLon fast. This is, I guess this is day 6. It's about 10:45. I'm continuing on my kind of normal routine of intermittent fasting, so I generally don't eat till around 11:30, 12. So I haven't eaten anything yet today, but I'm not even particularly hungry this morning. So overall, my experience on this ProLon 5-day kind of fasting mimicking diet has been pretty positive. I feel really kind of mentally clear, sharp, dialed in. My hunger is kind of surprisingly, like, I'm not dying to eat. I'm not craving, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go, eat some chicken, or I gotta go, have a salad, or want to jump into a pizza. I don't really feel like that. I'd like to eat. I'd like to eat something, relatively soon, and I'm going to. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting, the kind of lack of almost need or perceived need to eat. Weighed myself this morning. On the whole, I'm down about 7.5 pounds. I don't expect all that to stay after a couple of days, but I imagine we'll keep a few of those pounds off pretty sustainably, and I'm fairly certain my kind of not appetite per se, but how much food I feel I will need to eat is going to change, because I'm hungry, but I don't really want to eat very much, and I'd like to kind of keep this good feeling going. So it's been a pretty positive experience, and certainly something I'm going to do again. Thanks for following along with me through this journey. If you're interested in ProLon, or doing a ProLon 5-day fast, you can always leave a comment at Revive. You can leave a comment at Doc Derek. If you're out in Bakersfield, you can give our clinic a call here, Sunrise Natural Medicine, and we're on Instagram as well. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys, and we'll make sure to video journal the next ProLon 5-day one as well, and I'm sure you'll see some more from me on Instagram. And thank you so much for following along. Have a good day, and I'm probably going to break my fast with a little bit of soup from a restaurant here called Lassen's, and I'm looking forward to it. So have a great day, guys. Take care.